Hey guys, welcome back to another video tutorial. In this video I'm going to teach you how you can add the validation using JavaScript. So here's the project that we're going to create it. When I click on the button, then I'm able to see the error messages have been appeared inside my input fields. Inside the validation I've used the four validation. The first one is input empty fields, means user must be enter the data inside our input field. The second one is email validation. The third one is match the password. So let me show you. When I'll add something, and once you click on that, you are able to see the error has been removed and my border has been appeared as a green color right now. The second is validation is email validation, but I will use something like this one. Just a minute. I'll write random data, please enter valid email. So this is the second validation. Perfect. The third validation is I'm going to add the password 123456. The second one is 12345. Click on that. The first validation is password must be at least 8 characters, so I'm going to add the 1 to 9 password, and this is also 1 to 8 password do not match. So finally I will add the 9 and everything is clear right now, as you can see inside my input field. So I'm going to show you how you can get that. So I go to my code editor. Inside my code editor, the first thing I'm going to open that in the live server. The second thing is we need to design that, but before designing that, I have a style.css. inside there have a Google Fonts and script.js. Without use strict mode, you can't see anything else. Inside the index.html have a basic structure of HTML, style.css, style.css. This is a font of Ikson. We don't need that this time. Script.js, right? So without further ado, let's write the code. So I'm going to use header font, so I'm going to write the section and assign the class from section from validation. Inside there I'm going to use h2 and display the text sign up form. Inside there I'm going to use the form tag and leave the action and assign the id will be form. Inside the form tag I'm going to use input data class. Inside there I'm going to add the input fields. So write the input type text and class will be form control, because we're going to use that to design our input field. Placeholder I'm going to add that will be user name, right? So this is our first input field, so I'm going to get that second input field. The second one is the user involved, and we're going to use third password, and fourth one will be confirm password. But we need to change few things like password type will be password, and also second one is a password. Once we done that, then we need to add the button tag inside our form tag and use sign up. Use type will be submit, and yeah, that's perfect for me. So open that in the browser. Everything is perfect on there. So let's work on the CSS to design that. The first thing is you need to reset the property to remove the padding and margin default inside our browser. So box sizing, border box, padding will be 0, margin will be 0, and also I'm going to use, but this time I'm going to use that in that body tag. Then I'm going to select the body tag. In the body tag, the first thing is we need to add the background color will be 649580, and I'm going to display the content in the center, so I'm going to use display property flex, align it will be center, justify icon will be center, and I need to add the height 100 VH to display the content in the center of the page. Perfect. Next thing we need to design or change the font family, so I'm going to use Ruda sans serif. The second is I'm going to use Poppins, right? So let's look at that, right? Then we're going to select my main form validation div. Inside there have all of the content, so we need to add the space, so I'm going to use the padding 2rem to save. But before displaying the data, open the browser, we need to change the background color, then you will able to see everything clear on the page. So let's look at that, right? I'm going to use the border, but before using border I'm going to use max width will be 450 pixel, and also width will be 100%, and then I'm going to use border radius to round the corners 5 pixel, and I'm going to use box shadow. The box shadow is 5 pixel, 10 pixel, 5 pixel, RGBA, and 0.5. So let's look at that. Perfect. Then we're going to select my H2 tag that is appeared inside there. So select it and use H2. So I'm going to use font size will be 2rem, and I'm going to add the padding 1rem 0, 2rem 0 to make a space. Perfect. Let's work on the form control class that is there. Inside there have input fields, so we're going to select it. First thing we need to add the weight 100% to cover all of the content. The next thing is we need to add the padding. The padding is 0.85 rem and 0.8 rem. Border radius, I'm going to use that will be border radius 5 pixel. Border will be none. Outline will be none. And font size I'm going to use 0.9 rem. So let's look at that. Right, cool. But we need to add a space inside after the each input text field. So I need to go on my index.html page. So this is the input field. After that you need to create a class. You need to get that and paste that on each input text field. After each input text field you need to paste it. So you can't see any changes right now, but I will add the text like this one. Please enter username like this one. So and there we go, but we need to design it. So I go to style.css and we need to select my air class, but before selecting air class I'm going to select my button tag. Button tag is like this one, so it is appear also inside there. So I'm going to select the button tag. The first thing is I'm going to use display block. Outline will be none. Background will be hash E74 C3C. Color will be white. Cursor will be pointer. And border will be none. Padding I'm going to use that will be 0.6 rem, 2 rem left and right. Border radius I'm going to add that will be 4 pixel is best, and I need to add margin top and bottom to make a space of each input text field, and left and right 0. Font size I'm going to use 1 rem is best. Perfect. So let's work on this one class. In the air class we need to use display block, and I'm going to use color will be red. I'm going to use padding 0.4 rem, 0 rem, 1 rem and 0.2 rem. So let's look at that. So we're going to use it, but this time I'm gonna leave it because I will use JS to display and hide the messages, right? Let's work on the JS. First of all, you need to get the form data. So I'm going to create a variable, use document.getElement by ID. Which ID? Form ID. That is appeared inside my form tag, like there. The next thing is you need to use that to add the event listener. But before using that, I'm going to show you a few things. Step 1, step 2, step 3, and we will do step 4, right? So in the step 1, we need to create a function, but before creating a function, I need to use the event. So I'm going to select the form variable and use add event listener. Which event? Submit event. Means user will click on that. Then I need to run the function. Inside the function, I need to pass the parameter that will help us to display the data without reloading the page. So I'm going to use prevent default function. Save, and let's check it now. It's working or not. So I'm going to use alert message to display the alert when user will click on this one button. Perfect. Cool. So it means this event is working perfectly on there. So let's move on to step number 1. In the step number 1, we need to create a function, right? So yeah, const valid input, and so inside the function you need to get the data from input fields and you need to convert it. But before converting that, you need to get the data from input fields. So let's undo this. So I'm going to use it outside of the function. Const user name, and I'm going to use document.querySelector. And the first one is we need to add the classes on each input text field, like this one, and this one, so on and so forth. So class name is, I'm going to use username. And the next one is the user email, so I'm going to change it, will be user email, and this will be password. And finally we need to use C password, means confirm password. So we need to use those classes inside the JavaScript. So the first one is username, so you need to get that. The second one is the user email, so you need to change the variable name and also change the class name as well. Right, the next one is you need to use the password. So this will be password and this will be user password. Third one is password, C password, means confirm password, user C password. Perfect. Then we're going to check it's working or not. So inside the input function, we need to use console.log and you need to use username, means when user will enter the data inside the first input fields, then I want to display the data inside my console screen. So we need to get the function and paste inside there. Right. So let's move on the console screen, and I'm going to use something. Click on that. Console log. Okay. Mistake. Click on that. I can't get the data from them. I will use null, right? The reason for using that, we need to add the classes like there, because this is a class. So set something, as you can see, once I click on the sign up, then I'm able to see the, just a minute, I'm able to see the complete input fields data is appeared inside my console screen, but we need to get only the value from input fields. So how you can do that? So you need to, just a minute, I'm gonna arrange like my data like this one, like this way. Right. So the first thing is you need to create another variable that will help us to convert the HTML data into a value. So you need to create a variable const user element, and I'm going to use the particular variable name, and we need to use value. Means we need to get only value from the input field. So I need to target my user element. When user will enter the data, click on the sign up, I'm able to see the data is appeared inside my console screen. Means it's working perfectly. So you need to get all of the data from there. So the next one is the user email, the third one is a password, and fourth one is the C password. So we need to also change that user. I'm gonna use email element and password element, and this will be password C element, right? So once you do that, then you need to also add the function that will help us to remove the space. So the function name is trim. You need to use that to remove the space. Means user will enter the data inside the input fields and add the space. Then this function is to help us to remove the space from the input fields. So once we done that, then we will use the if else statement to check the condition. So let's do that. So I'm going to use if user element triple equal to empty. So then run the function or display the error message. So I'm going to use the second method. In the second method, we're going to use the create a function that will help us to display the error messages. So const show error and run the function. So inside there, we're going to pass two parameters. So write any name as you want. I'm going to use element and msg means message. So inside there, you need to create a variable const input control. Then you need to target the particular parameter and target your parent element. I'm going to show you in a minute what is parent element is. The next one, you need to create another variable to display the error message. I'm going to use error msg, and then you need to target this one variable query selector, and then you need to get the error class like this one, right? What is the parent element? So I use the in a minute. This is my input data. Inside they have error class. So this error class or this div error class is parent is the input data. So I'm going to target this one to add the class by using JavaScript to display all of the messages only one click, right? Once you've done that, then you need to target error message this one variable and use dot inner text and assign the msg. What this means? So I'm going to get this one function and paste on there, right? So inside there we need to pass two parameters. The first one is the user element data. So I need to get my user element variable on there. The next one is you need to pass the text. The text will assign on msg and msg will assign on my error message to display the data inside my console screen, inside my input field. So let's look at that. Please enter username like this one. So first we're going to check that. Click on that. Okay, query selector undefined where. Okay. In a minute. Okay, here's a mistake. Parent. So this is my parent. So let's look at that. As you can see, please enter your username. So we're going to use this one to display the error message after each input text field, right? But before displaying the multiple messages, we need to display the class. So where I want to display the class. So in a minute I'm going to show you. So the all input fields is appeared inside my input data div right now, as you can see, input data, right? So after the input data, we're gonna display the error message and also success message class. So let's look at that, how you can do that. So this is a show error message. So inside there I need to use input control dot class list dot add and write any names you want to display that after the input data. So I'm going to use error MSG. Also you need to create another variable and use remove, but before using that I'm going to show you. Click on that, and as you can see the error message has been appeared inside the input field, means it's working perfectly on there. So we're going to use all of the error messages after the input fields when we will use the condition like this one, but this time you need to know how does work it. So I'm going to get that, so I'm going to target my this one error message class to display the border as a red. So let's look at that in the CSS. In the CSS we need to target input underscore data dot, we need to target my error message class. When user will click on the sign up button to display the error message, mean this one is active, then I'm going to target my form control and use border 1 pixel solid red like this one. So and let's look at that, refresh it, click to sign up. Perfect. This is my extension, don't focus on that, just focus on the particular topic. Perfect. So this is our first section. The next first step, the next one step is we need to add the validation with, in a minute I'm going to use username validation. In the else statement we need to use third step. In the third step you need to create another function. Another function is help us to display the success message, means remove the error and display the border as a green. So I'm going to use success set success, passing the parameter and write the function. So inside there you need to use same tactics that is used on there, right? And yeah, I'm gonna get all of the data and paste on there. Then the next one is when the success message is active, then I want to remove the message, means display the empty fields, and also we need to use the remove the error message. Once the message has been removed, error message class has been removed, we need to add the class list dot add, which class? Success message. So let's look at that and get that and paste inside the else statement. In the else statement you need to pass only one parameter, like user element. Perfect. Not user. Yeah, I will try it. No, I need to pass user name like this one, because I want to display the message. Click on that, write something, click on that. You can't see the error message, and I'm able to see the success class has been appeared inside the input field. So we're going to use that to success green. Right, cool. So let's look at that. I can click on that, write something, and I don't see. Okay, here's a mistake, so I need to get that and paste on there. Click on that. Okay, one more time. I think form control green. Yeah, perfect. Cool. As you can see guys, inside my first input field, click on that, something. Perfect. Our first input fields has been completed right now. Let's move on the another input field. So let's work on the email validation. So in the email validation, I'm going to use email validation. Okay, I need to get that and paste on there. So we're gonna use same tactics. If user email triple equal is empty, then display the error message like this one. But this time I need to change the element variable to display the message with another input fields. The message is please enter what user email like this one. So let's look at that. Click on that. Okay, I can't see the multiple messages right now. Okay, we need to target this one on there because we need to get the value. Click on that. Perfect. Please enter username, please enter your email. So I'm going to close it because I just show you how you can use the. So the first one is the email validation to check the empty fields. The next one is we need to use if else statement. In the if else statement we can check the validation, so means regular expression, we're going to use that. So I'm going to get my 4 step paste on there. So we're going to create another function that will help us to check the validation of the email. So const is valid email, and inside there I'm going to pass the parameter. So this is a function, by the way. So inside there I'm going to call or create a retest variable, and I have a regular expression MD file. So you need to get that. Also you can use regular expression JavaScript for email. You can get this one data from there, right? Cool. So I'm going to get that and use it inside there. Those regular expression is assigned by this one variable. Then we're going to check it. So I'm going to use return keyword to return the data, what you will get the return. So I'm going to use particular variable that is help us to get the regular expression. So check it using test function. So inside there I'm going to use check those data as a string and passing the parameter like this one, because we're going to use this one function and pass the parameter right now. Then the last thing we need to add that with lowercase means when user will enter any data, large size or small size, we're gonna get it and convert it as a lowercase. So this is our fourth section or fourth. So I'm gonna get this one email validate, and we're gonna use it inside my else if statement. So paste the function and use parentheses. Inside the parentheses you need to pass the element, and also you need to use not valid, means it is not perfect, then display the error message on there. So please enter valid email. The last thing you need to add else statement to display the success message. So you need to target success and pass the user like user email like this one. Perfect. Look at that. Write something, please enter valid email like this one. I can't see the one. In a minute I'm going to check that where is mistake. Check this one data, right, and display the please in the valid email, and yeah, it's perfect. But ABCD. Okay, I'm gonna check that inside my console if has what happened on the email validation. So inside there I'm going to pass this one is email is validated. In a minute I'm going to check that. I think, guys, I'll try it one more time. Click on that. Okay, I'm going to check it. So I'm gonna get it again one more time from there, copy, and I'm gonna paste it inside my ML. There. So sometimes we are facing this one issue, unexpected, like this. So click on that, write something, please enter valid ML, hotmail.com. Click on it. Perfect. Right now, so here is a mistake, is all about regular expression. Right, so cool, our second input fields is ready now. Perfect, both fields are working perfectly on them. So let's move on the another validation. Another validation is password. So I'm going to use password validation. So I'm going to use the password element, same thing, that is help us to get the data from input fields, and I'm going to use same tactics that I have used on there. Yeah, inside there we need to pass this one, user pass element variable. Please enter password like this. So let's look at that, click on that. Perfect. Also we need to add the else if a statement on there to check the length, pass element dot length less than at. So I'm gonna get this message and write it same thing, but I need to change the message. Password must be at least 8 characters like this one. So let's look at that. Like this one. Cool. Finally I need to add the else if statement to check the confirm password, but before using that, so I'm gonna use on that will be success, because I will display the confirm password with another field. So in a minute, just a minute. At gmail.com, and password must be like something. Perfect. So we're gonna use last input fields to check the confirm password. So I'm gonna use if pass C element equal to empty, then we need to display the same message, but this time you need to change the element variable to display the message after the last one input field. Please enter the password. Please enter the confirm password file. And the else if we're gonna check the confirmation. So the first one, you need to use the password element not equal to, means I want to display the error message, right? This one, the first input field of the password, and the second password C element is not equal, then I want to display the error message. Please, password is password doesn't match. Right now, so now let's look at that. Okay, I'm gonna use something and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 1 2 3 4 5 6 and hit password doesn't match. Right now I need to add the else statement. In the else statement we need to pass set success, and last thing you need to add that will be password element, no, password C element to remove the last one error as well. So let's look at that. Okay, just a minute, something. And the first one validation is this one, at least 8 characters. So I'm going to use 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. 1 2 3 4 5 6 password does not match, so I'm gonna use 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, I don't know why 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, I need to check where is my password. C element, user C password, we need to get that, paste on there. Right now 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Perfect, everything's clear on there. Write something at gmail.com. and cool guys, so this is our form validation. I hope you understood as well all about that. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day.